Congratulations. It's a good time to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Aloha. I just prepared a PowerPoint so that we can just go through the different legislations that have direct impact on our communities. So we can just go through them. The renaming of the Saddle Road, that will be renamed to the Daniel K. Inouye Legacy. The Ohana, the family, the Daniel Inouye Ohana met with the Senate. We had 17 different bills that had, were recommendations as to what the legislature felt that would be appropriate for Daniel K. Inouye. The Ohana selected two. They selected the Saddle Road, and they selected the lighthouse on Hawaii. So, I'm very happy to report that we will be working, this bill will become a resolution, a SCR, concurrent resolution. Both House and Senate will be supporting that position, and then SCR to support the lighthouse on Hawaii. So that's wonderful for our community. I have introduced some various bills relating to the university and the Board of Regents. This is really critical for us. And right now we have a advisory group that selects the names for the regents. And as you know, with all of the pilikia that we have, with Stevie Wonder concert, and the fact that the university now has over 600 special funds, we feel it incumbent now that we should revisit the whole situation. And if the bills do pass, then we will be voting on this in the next election to return the advice and consent back to the Senate, as well as the governor being able to come up with a list of names for our board of regents. This is a conservation bill that I had introduced. It talks about gray water. Throughout our country, people are very much concerned about the conservation of our portable water, and this would give us an opportunity to start to look at using gray water for residential landscaping. Evidently, I was kind of surprised to understand that most of residential water use is used for the outside. So this would be your water that you would use for, washing your dishes. This would not involve your toilet and any water that's coming out of your toilet. And now the technology, we made tremendous advancements so that you could kind of install a small little unit at your home, and you would be able to reuse your own water for those purposes. As you can see where we're at, some of these bills have already passed out of committee and they're moving along. Of course, this is relating to our Mauna Kea State Recreational Area. I met in great length with our mayor, and our mayor had asked for these specific areas. And of course, the Mauna Kea State Recreational Park, which just involves the 10 acres. The whole reserve is 43,000 acres. So we're looking at the 10 acres where we have the restroom on and the little houses. And the reason for this is the mayor, and he had a very good point. Mayor, you want to just kind of stand up and talk about it, or shall I just?
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Get along the way, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Solomon.
Who pays for the DU cleanup? Does the county pay for it?
No,
Oh, I mean, how come I wasn't getting called? No, but I want to thank the senator. A couple bills she's introduced, and I like to consider them introduced on behalf of the community. And it's a whole new issue. This is Hawaii Island, and all of us are accountable to each other as neighbors. Our cabinet, as you all know here in Waimea, we come by every year, throughout the years. And the goal has always been, we know on this island, how do we address substance abuse? How do we address crime? How do we address teenage dropout? How do we create a healthy, safe community? We know by creating healthy, safe places on Hawaii Island. I do want to ask for an extra round of applause for Mel Macy stepping up for the community back there. Thank you, Mel. Putting a lot of hours in the last of the community of Regional Park. We've been out here before with the coaches. You want to know about the kids, talk to the coaches, talk to the teachers. What can we do for our kids in the community? Create positive recreational spaces for our children. Create mentoring and role models so that our children grow up in a wonderful community. that encourages them to dream and provides opportunities. So in meeting with the coaches, they said, hey, we need new courts in Waimea. And I want to thank Pastor Stunny Shinuoka from New Hope back there who stepped up, said, we have a gym. We'll sign an MOU with the county and let the community and kids use our gym when we need be. But our plans for Waimea Regional Park, as you know, is a $13 million phase one park, state $5 million, us $8 million. Mel Macy will throw in about $2-3 million of his own company. No, but I mean, they're willing to step up when it comes to manpower personnel. So, but it involves covered courts. If any of you go to Hilo, you go past Chupaneeva, high concentration of youth. We created 3 full courts for the kids. And instead of a gym that we're doing in Ka'u for $17 million, it costs $3 million and provides all the recreational opportunity our kids need to enjoy. So I want to talk about a couple areas. People say, oh, Billy, come on, county, you're going to take over state parks now. Thanks to your kindness, generosity, and your vote, I have the privilege and honor of serving as mayor. This is my 5th year. I've talked about these parks for 4 years. Why? Because we born and raised on this island. When I was a small kid, you go to Mauna Kea State Recreational Park, it was beautiful. The cabins was used, families would use them. I get memories there with my dad who passed away and my mom who passed away and my kids. It was awesome. Being a kid and going up to Mauna Kea State Recreational Park was amazing. What is it today? It's the only place for Kama'aina, Malahini, kupunas, or children to stop on a 55-mile drive. It's the farthest you can go anywhere in the state without a bathroom, without a store, without a place to drink. Now, the days of pulling over and using a bathroom is over. Right? Saddle Road is busy. You get arrested. You mean, I said, oh, you cannot. You have to stop. You know, your wife, your daughter needs a restroom. You stop only here. Now, you guys know me. I've never gone around pointing fingers or made excuses or tried to make anybody the bad person or bad entity. We're all a team. We're all a family. It's about cooperation and collaboration, working together. So we worked with the LNR, and they said, no, we're going to improve the bathroom. Let us try. Every year I ask, hey, if you guys know Ken, you know, I'm not going to call on press conference. I'm not even embarrassed the Department of Man and Natural Resources of the state. I'm just saying, could you put a sink so the sink people can wash their hands? They took one, you know, that lotion thing and taped them to the wall. Just out there yesterday, I really here. We got pictures. We can do this later. But I just said, really here. I went to testify before Senators Committee 2 days ago, and I had a tsunami warning, rushed back to the airport. After waiting, you know, flew back. Anyway, I said, really here, go up there, take pictures, just so we can show what get. And you guys know, we all stop. You cannot even reach a rubbish can because it's tied to a tree in the middle of dirt next to the sign that says, keep off the grass. No, for real. 2 flagpoles, I never saw a flag of our great country or our great state fly there yet. You know, and all it would take would be inviting you. So all I'm humbly and respectfully saying, on behalf of our community, if right now on Group Cub Scouts, like the kids come up, they go, Mr. Mayor, where can we go camping? Where can we go to cabins to have education, outreach, mentoring, positive programs? Where? KMC? You know somebody military? Kalopao. That's it. When we were small kids, we used to stay Hapuna. The most beautiful, every year ranked top beaches in Earth. You guys been Hapuna lately? We got pictures, urinals bagged up, things broken down. You know, I asked anybody, who's been to the cabins lately, spent the night at Hapuna State Park, utilizing the cabins? Anybody here? Who would want to stay at the cabins at Hapuna? Yeah, so, you know, it's not, and Hapuna, so what I've asked the state very respectfully, and thanks to the senator, yesterday we had a conference call with Chairman Bill Isla, Director DLNR, Deputy Director Esther Kiaina, just having this conversation and just saying, you guys, really all of Hapuna. Department of Land and Natural Resources, their core mission is protect high-valued environmental, cultural resource areas. Cool. County, protect public health, safety, welfare, provide recreational opportunities. So we're asking just for the recreational part and hold us accountable. Now, DLNR has told me, and Senator Thielen, who was director, and the Governor Lingo said, but it's a revenue-generating part for us. And I said, but you guys said that for 4 years, but you pay us, the county, $450,000 for the lifeguards we provide, and it's not revenue generating.
Yeah.
So instead of pointing out what we lack, those two parts are assets. Those, if our kupuna saw the condition of those parts, we get scoldings. You know, and they don't like hear about, one time I got scolded on Anthea. She's telling me about the conditions of the bathroom, and I was waiting for her to finish talking so I could tell her it's not our part. And as soon as she was, I said, excuse me, Auntie, it's not our part, and she goes, I don't care, you're the mayor, you know what to do something about it. You know, so we tried. I said, hey, I'm not gonna make nobody the bad guy, but enough is enough. You know, I've been tasked with the police and we're talking Hakuna, we're trying to get that transferred to the county. We'll take responsibility, we'll provide, and make it a usable, friendly, family-filled, children laughing, learning, playing park that it should be. It's a gift. To live on this island, those parks are gifts. And we need to honor those gifts by taking care of them. And I want to talk about one more piece. I know we're in Waimea, but very important. There's Banyan Drive. I'm going to hand this over because Senator Malama, Andy gave me that look like, you got the mic. So I want to thank Senator Solomon for working with the county and not saying no can, but saying can, and let's figure out how can. And I believe that's our goal this legislature. We'll continue to have a meaningful conversation, and I hope at the end of the day, instead of us talking about the deteriorating conditions and deferred maintenance of these true assets, Manakea and Hapuna, instead we start having a conversation about how beautiful they are and have you been there lately, and it's so nice to stop. And what if we put the grass in there and make it beautiful, a nice rest stop? And what if we make a farmer's market and we say, you know what? Anybody who raises and grows fresh fruits, vegetables, anything from this island, you can sell them at the only place people can stop. You know, and make it community-based, family-filled, and island-supported. So thank you, Senator Solomon, for your support, and mahalo, everybody. Aloha.
Okay, so the University of Hawaii now is, they're in the process of selling our non-ceded lands. And I think it falls because it's under the autonomy, you know, of the university. The university has all these exemptions. They got more exemptions than what we asked for PLC, since I see all of them. Well, this is what's happening. They're now selling non-ceded lands. So this is to fund their West Oahu College and all of their other big projects that they're doing on Oahu. I don't think that's funny. I'm the Waterland Chairman. Introduce that bill for discussion purposes. Let's lay it all out on the line. Next. Okay, relating to agriculture, this was a bill that came up from our ranching community. Our ranching community here in Waimea came up with about 5 or 6 different bills. I'm in the process of helping them with these bills. This was one of them, which they call our Livestock Revitalization Program grant. And you can read it. So it's already passed on. I'm going to leave copies of the bills with Sherm for your association if any of you would like to see the details. Relating to capital improvement projects, this is ongoing for our irrigation systems. I don't have to tell you, without irrigation water, you know, there's no way we're going to get agriculture moving. So this is ongoing dollars that are appropriated for these purposes. Relating to the general excise tax, this is another one for the livestock and aquacultural commodities, because when we're moving our products, once it reaches the destination, we're getting the 4.5% tax, and it should be still considered a wholesale tax. Yeah, to me, the general excise tax should trigger in when you're actually retailing the product, you know, not transporting your product to get it to the next destination. Okay, this is the O District Regional Park. We already discussed that. The Hawaii Community Hospital was already passed out, and this is a $2 million appropriation. The Department of Health. This is for our Federal Elementary Public Charter School. They came and they asked for expense for help. This is a $3 million appropriation, and they also need a $600,000+ to help them pay their their debt service. And we have, Kathy, you're right there, right? But go ahead, if you have any questions later, you can chat with them. Okay, this is, that came out of the Tax Review Commission. Remember we had the big Tax Review Commission? And I introduced the bill from my dear friend Randy Iwase, who was the chairman of the commission. So we want to get a task force there to get the fiscal imbalance in state government and analyze courses of action. Because as I said earlier, we're still there. The state is on the verge of bankruptcy. If we don't pay down those $1.2 billion unfunded liabilities, which is all of our pensions, retirement, and the list goes on, and healthcare. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time. So this is what we're hoping to do. Okay, the bottom line, this is the list for our community. $85 billion of requests this coming legislative session. It's huge. And in this $85 million request, it's only a part of what Chauncey Wong Ewan shared with you on the modernization of our airports. Our whole total modernization plan is how much, Chauncey? 600 million dollars. Billion? You know how much? Billion. Yeah, $2.3 billion to modernize our Keowhulli Airport. Okay. Statewide. What's our Keowhulli Airport? Because I have it here, I just want to look it up. 700. Okay. Department of Ag Irrigation Projects, 1.2 million. Kanawa Kaina, 3.5 million, 635,000 mortgage. Homesteaders want for the vet program. The Hawaiian Homestead is 3.5 million. Waimea Harbor next phase, $8 to $9 million. Malama Nui came up $8.5 million short just to start the first phase of our community college. So right now, I'm scrambling for that money because I don't want to lose the $21 million that's already in the administrative budget. Okay, $300,000 for Kohala High School, that's part of our district. 3.5 for the West Hawaii Community Health Center. That's the new health center down at Waikoloa. The West Hawaii Judiciary Building, which was going to service all of us in this community, is $21 million. $60.1 million for the modernization of the Puna International Airport. Mahalo, and any questions? Okay, well, that's where we're at. And we didn't even include the highways. You know, the highways are at $120 million to go for all of our resurfacing of our highways, which is our 900 miles that goes around this island. So, you know, it's a tremendous challenge. I just want to thank the whole community. You folks have been really wonderful. I'm going to ask you for some kokua. At first, I wasn't able. I submitted a bill about Hawaiian Airlines. Remember now their outrageous airfares? Yes. Because what's happening now is we're the ones that are funding their outside routes, although they would never admit it. So I had a bill, and I was really happy. As a matter of fact, I just got a call when I was coming up here that the chairwoman of the Consumer Protection Committee, which I sit on, will hear my bill. And I have to ask her to hear my bill, because it's a controversial bill, but it's putting Hawaiian Airlines under the Public Utilities, the PUC. Because Hawaiian Airlines, in my mind, is a monopoly, so they should be regulated. Okay, I don't know how far we're going to get, but anyway, I'm going to ask you if you'd like to submit legislation. The hearing is going to be at 9 tomorrow morning. If you could, there's a webmaster. All you have to do, you don't have to say much. Just say, you know, I'm in support of Senate Bill 451, because at least it brings it up for discussion. 451. Okay, this is all of our information. And I think Sherm said he has the information on your site, Joe. How we can, do you have that, how they can access the web? Send in?
Yeah, I can make sure it's there. I'll do that.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to go on and on, but just say that we think this is an issue that we really should start visiting very soon and very quickly. Because right now, with the way those airfares are going and with the closing of Tesoro, our only refinery here in the state of Hawaii, you're going to see more increases in terms of our transportation costs. Okay, the energy piece is still, but we still have many pieces that were passed last session. And I'm still very much committed to getting geothermal energy moving for this island. Although they put up the 500 megawatts, out for bid, which is a big plus for us.
It was 50
I
megawatts.
mean, 50 megawatts, excuse me. We still got a long ways to go on that
So it's not gonna work.
Well, that's your opinion, sir. You can talk later, okay? Can I finish? Okay, thanks. Okay, this is my time. All right. Okay, what else? Anything else? Yes, questions?
How did the Tahiti Theater hearing go?
Oh, it was passed out of committee. We asked for $200,000 to help them, with the grant, and it passed out of committee today. So that was the other piece that I wasn't able to get up. But anyway, we're handing out information sheets for your consideration into how to access, how it becomes a bill. There's a lot of panic going around, but the bottom line is we're a bicameral house. Yeah, we got a long ways to go with these legislations. Yeah, we're just past second reading. We're moving on to third reading. So there's a lot of time for your input, for your mana'o. So, please access our website. If you have, all the bills are there. If you know who the introducer's name is, you can put the introducer's name in. All the bills will pop up. You put the committee names in, all the bills will come up via the web. Okay, this is just to kind of give you an idea of the process. It's complicated, but it really isn't. It's just a matter of you reading through the information to get an understanding as to where we're at. And of course, the Hawaii Public Access Room is really awesome. They're there for you to use. Call them. They'll help you get your mana'o in and, use their services. We finally have statewide video now available to us. Not all the committees have access to it. Like if I have access, but I gotta put in like 2 weeks in advance. Normally you'll see the Finance Committee, the Judiciary Committee, or the Consumer Affairs Committee. Because all bills end up, no matter how bills come out of the subject matter committees, they end up in one of those committees in the end. Either they go to Judiciary, they go to Consumer Protection, or they go to Ways and Means. All of these bills that I just shared with you, majority will be in the Ways and Means Committee. Who's sitting on the Ways and Means Committee from the island of Hawaii is Senator Green and I sit on the Consumer Affairs Committee, and Senator Gil Kahele and Ruderman sit on the Ways and Means Committee. Okay? But that doesn't prohibit you from asking us for help, and we'll get it communicated. All right. Wow, questions, I'm rushing. Okay.
Senator Solomon, I've not heard any speaking about this, but the Waikiki well, yeah? When it was drilled and notarized as the deepest well ever drilled to the aquifer there that's feeding the Waikiki Ranch people. I asked Harry Kim before in the PAC meeting, why is it that we cannot draw water from the well? And I said, that well water belongs to everybody, not just to the rich guy that drill the well. He told me, if you drill the well, you own the water from that well. I disagree. So I want to revisit that issue with you, Senator Solomon. And you keep it in your mind about the water and who owns the water. Nobody owns the water. The water belongs to all of us.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
That is true. That is absolutely correct what you said. It just gets complicated when who gets. Yeah, we're in charge of the exploration. We're in charge of identifying the water. We dig the wells, which is the state of Hawaii. County of Hawaii controls the distribution of the water. So that Waikiki well deal was not made with the state of Hawaii. It's made with the County of Hawaii. So you've got to go look into those records as to how that was made.
Waimea Community Council as well as the South Ohio Traffic Commission voted for a roundabout down the Waimea Bridge. The Department of Transportation overrode their vote and said they're gonna put a traffic light, which is a nightmare. And so I'm asking, I've been communicating with the Department of Transportation, they're not getting back to me, that we need to stop it because they can start building in 2014. Can you tell me what?
Well, it's on the books, the $12 million is scheduled for release to go out for the bids with the realignment of the Waimea Bridge. But it does not include a roundabout.
Yes, but we have voted for a roundabout. We want a roundabout because it's already used as a roundabout. It's a flow through. And even all their arguments in their report was for positive support for the roundabout. And then they came up with this traffic light, which is going to be a nightmare, which is stepping backwards. And if you see the traffic at 3 o'clock, or at
Yes,
night.
I do, I live right there.
Okay.
Okay, and I am sitting on the Transportation Committee this session, so we can review. Okay, anything else? Yes.
I would like to share a happy note on equity funding for charter schools.
Well, the happy note is that we have it, and it's going through the process to ensure, to remind the DOE, we've already passed it last year, but we keep passing it every year to remind them about the equity fund. So that's where it's at. That's all I
The
can do.
legislature does not, who gives the money? I want to know.
The legislature gives the money, but the Department of Education is the one that distributes the funds.
And who monitors them if they do it or not?
The legislature. The legislature, yeah. And we know they haven't, and that was a intense hearing in the Ways and Means Committee. The superintendent got drilled on that subject. But, it's always complicated in government because they throw it back to the Board of Education, they're the managers. So. Anyway, we are in the process of unraveling the web. Yes.
So for the $60 million for the Kona Airport remodel, I'm wondering how many people really want all that work done on our very tiny airport?
Well, if you want to keep your international status, if you want to have your international flights to keep you to come to Kona, if you want to be able to use that facility for the new agricultural biosecurity.
Does that mean you have to have those little arms go out, we have to build up 2 levels? I mean, does all of that have to happen here now when we're so strapped for money?
Yep.
The development is a mix of both, some jetways and ground-level boarding. Much of what you see at the terminal is going to remain, but there is going to be a mix of that there.
But we're talking about Waimea.
Well,
This is $60 million on the Kona remodel.
that's just the first meeting of several meetings.
Where do we put testimony into that one?
No, the Department of Transportation is its own department because they're self-funded. They're self-funded. All of these monies that are coming, a lot of it's coming from our landing fees, a lot of it is coming from our,
Concessions.
concessions that we have at the airports. But, I wouldn't be too, saying, hey, let's kind of give our money. Because, we've been fighting for this money for like 25 years. A long time. And it's finally coming to fruition.
How many people want it? How many
Well,
people
I
want it?
think the 16 million includes, what we're going to do is eliminate the 2 checkpoints that you see north and south and consolidate them in the center. One of the bad features of the airport, so to speak, the 2 terminals are not connected. So if you need to get from the south to the north and vice versa, you need to exit and come via the road. We're going to connect those 2 terminals together now. That's what that first phase is.
Okay, can I interrupt for a second to do something that I would have done earlier, but I didn't know we were going to go quite out of order with the Hapuna issue. Something we did a couple of years ago was change this organization from a dues base to a contribution base. And what that means is that when we do vote on something, which is not often, You don't have to prove that you're paid up in order to vote. You're entitled to vote if you're here because you are a resident of, own a business in, work in, or involved in Waimea. So I'd like to use that process. What I'd like to do is take a quick vote to see how many people are in favor of Mayor Billy Canoy's proposal that the county take over those two parks, Hapuna and Mauna Kea. So if everybody is in favor, if we could have a show of hands. Thank you. And everybody opposed? Thank you. You will rail it, saying that to the appropriate people, saying that the Waimea Community Association is in favor of this.
Can you vote Kanalua? Because if the county gets the park, is the county gonna be responsible if there's, an independent investigation and monitoring for depleted uranium up there? Will the county be stuck with that cleanup bill, or the state, or the military? Who gets that bill?
Well, right now, we're just looking at the little 10 acres. The state now is responsible for the rest of it, which is the 43,000. Okay, I brought this home, if you want to look at it during the break, or however we're going to do it. If we have individuals that are here that have helped put this whole priorities together, and if you'd like to ask them specific questions, they're going to be here, because I know our time is short. For further explanations, I'm going to leave copies of all the bills, with the Waimea organization. So in the bill is much more detailed than what I've just shared with you, but for the sake of time. Okay, how many more minutes do I have? Mayor, are you going to come do your 15 now, or?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Your pal?
Yeah. Sorry. Working in a room back here. You're accessible, you can listen, did you know, but thank you, Senator. But thanks you guys for your support. It helps the Senator when she's go back and colleagues raise questions that, but I'm back here if you guys want to talk to me about other county issues.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk straight with you guys or help if can, however can.
Thank you, yes. Can you identify yourself, I know who you are?
Hi, my name is Jeff Stafford. Today I got an email from Cindy and Senator Ruderman that said that there's, I guess, a bill this Saturday, or bills probably going through the House with regard to the PLDC. And then prior to that, I got 3 emails from senators saying to ask you, which I did. I sent the thing. Is there anything in the PLDC that's going to be going through the Senate? I mean, I've heard that.
Yes, we're hearing the bill on Monday, the repeal bill and the other amendments for PLDC.
And that will be the Senate bill?
That's going to be the Senate bill Monday.
What's the bill number?
The number is 707.
Thank you.
And it's going to be with Waterland and Economic Development.
Thank you.
Yeah, 707.
One for steel, it's all one bill.
And I don't really know because they were posting as I was leaving. Okay, so you gotta go, but it's all up now. So if you go on the web, you'll find it. All right, any other questions?
I have one.
Oh, okay, yes.
I wanted to ask about, today, I know that the Waimea community.
Excuse me, pardon?
My name is Shannon Rudolph. And Waimea community has been through a few lawsuits with DuPont. I think it was DuPont, or not Dow, DuPont. And today I found out that Senator Donna Kim appointed a Monsanto lobbyist to the person to pick the water commission members, and that he was recommended by you. And I was wondering, is that true?
Yes, he was recommended by me because he was recommended by the Hawaii Farm Bureau. And he's not picking the water commissioners. What he's doing is that he's just interviewing them.
He was an executive for Monsanto?
Yes.
Presently now, yes. Any other questions?
Hi, my name is Paige Macy. I have a question. If you want to support any of the bills going through the process through the Senate and then through the House, is it okay to continue to submit testimony in favor of any of the bills, like the park, as we continue to go
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would just continue sending in your testimony, no matter what, like I said, you know, nothing is dead until the last day of the legislature, till we send it done. Yeah, the bills cross over to the House, it's another opportunity, a lot of the same subject matter will be crossing over to the Senate.
Okay, so they'll also receive all the.
Yeah, so the next committee for all these appropriations would be Ways and Means. Yeah, Ways and Means Committee. I want to apologize, I didn't bring the books because they're not printed yet. Yeah. Okay, anything else?
Just that Sherm will be continuing to post and doing e-blasts on those primary bills that we're interested in. So hospital, Kahilo, park, and there's a couple of others that are floating up. But please keep an eye on your email. If you're not getting your emails, let us know and we'll make sure.
Yeah, make sure you sign out on the sign-in sheets and write your email address legibly. And I try to do e-blast about critical legislation. And I know recently things have been coming in at the last second. Just as I was leaving to come to this meeting, I got notice about a hearing this tomorrow morning. It's about mediation, something else I did. But we'll try to provide, a bigger window of time. But we'll put links to where you go to find out about bills, to see the bills, and how to submit testimony. But just please make sure you've signed up so that you're on our list. Any other questions for Senator Solomon?
Yes.
I just had one, it's not really a question, but there's a House bill, I think it's 358, that allows us to have video conferencing for testimony on our island. So that would be a really powerful bill for us to support, because then we don't have to fly to Oahu to do testimony and stuff like that. So I think we can
I
support
don't know
that.
if I think the county, where our county office is, they have that technology. And so does the, NREC. Hamasua, they have the technology now also.
Currently?
Yeah. So if there's any bill that you folks are really interested in, you could always request the NREC. Like if you want to see the PLC one, you can request and go down and view it there. Video conferencing.
But can you give active testimony?
Yeah, but then you gotta let us know because there's only like 2 conference rooms now that allow video. Yeah, the rest of the conference rooms are not set up in the Capitol for that. So that's why we need that. That renovation is gonna be millions and millions of dollars, but it's worth it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
Senator
very
Solomon.
Just wanted to say something about the park. If you read the letter on the back of the packet tonight, Representative Evans is not excited about the transfer of Kapuna and Waimea. Please call her, please write to her. Be nice, be polite, but please convey your support. I think it's really important that you hear from her constituents that you support this. And the same thing I would say would be true for other bills for our community, whether it's the theater or the hospital. Convey your support to people you know as nicely as you can. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you all. See you in March.
Yeah.
Talk to the senator.